Hello, I'm Justin Porter, and tonight I want to talk about houses are built, but living things grow. Now, a lot of Christians and religious people say every house, and the Bible, every house has a builder, but he that made all things is God. It's obvious houses are built. Kitchens are built, doors are built, they're man-made objects, they're built from dead materials. But living things grow, and a Christian religious person say, see that house over there, Mr. Atheist, Mr. Agnostic? Do you think that just came out of nowhere? You don't think that was built? Of course it was built. We know that for a fact that a house has been built. But they say, well, look at that tree. Someone must have built that tree. Somebody must have built that cat. Somebody must have built your body. But no, it wasn't built. We grew. We grew. And when you're a little baby, like when you're a little egg in your mother's womb, your one egg divides into two eggs, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and the numbers keep on doubling the cells. You grow into a little fetus. Looks like a little bit like a fish, looks like a little bit like a dolphin, and then it's a 9-month-old baby in 9 months' time, takes 9 months, and then you're born as a little baby. And then you have to get breastfed by your mother as you continue to grow, and then you become a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, 3-year-old toddler, then you become a 5-year-old infant, then you become a 10-year-old, then you grow into a teenager, then you go through your 20s and 30s, which is the prime of your life, and then you hit your 40s, and your 40s is your middle age, and your 50s, and then you hit 60 and you become a senior citizen when you're 60 or 63 like me, and then you're a young senior citizen in your 60s, you go in your 70s, you go in your 80s, you're an old senior citizen, and your organs start to break down and you die. Not many of us live to 100, and they reckon by the age of 85, we all die from multi-organ failure. Your organs just break down. Yes, some people live to 110, 118. I don't. There may have been a couple of recorded cases of 120, but we grow. And when I was a Jehovah's Witness Christian, I used to deny evolution. And the reason why I used to deny evolution, because I never understood exactly how evolution, because I'd been going to the zoo for years, and I'd never seen a monkey turn into a man. But what I didn't realise is that living things change over centuries with mutations, small favourable mutations that build up over generations, and it's not survival of the fittest, it's the survival of the most sexually reproductive. So the more kids you can have, you pass on your genes to the next generation, and that's how it works. Slight variations. And put it this way, things grow. A tree starts off a little seed. It grows. Nobody built the tree. It's in a little seed package and it just grows into a tree. We grow into a human being. The Adam and Eve story teaches that God just went poof and created a man out of dust, or God went, with his hands. I need some light. Let there be light because I can't see what I'm doing, And he makes Adam and Eve and pulls the rib out of Adam. No, we grow. We grow in our mother's wombs, and then we go through our life, And all living things grow. And just like when we were a little embryo, we looked a little bit like a fish and a little bit like a dolphin, and it doesn't look quite human. It's like that. Things have changed. Eyes. Well, how do you explain the human eye? A lot of religious people say, how do you explain the eye? Well, with eyes, you get little grubs, little worms that have a little pinhole eye that lets in a beam of light. And remember when you were in high school, you did the shoebox with the pinhole and you shone the torch, and you had that, the light would go on the back of the shoebox and you produce the image of whatever. Well, there's some little worms that have the most primitive eyes. They're just like a pinhole camera. They let light in so the little creature doesn't bump into things. And then you get human eyes that aren't the best eyes. Human eyes aren't really the best. And then you get eagles who have the best eyesight. An eagle and a hawk, they can spot a mouse so many kilometres away because they've got telescope eyesight. Their eyes are brilliant. If we're created in God's image, how come we don't have telescope eyesight? So in nature, there's a range of different eyes. Octopuses have amazing eyes. Spiders have 8 eyes. Flies have different eyes. There's all different creatures. And things grow. And there never was a time when there was a first human. And as I said before, we didn't evolve from chimpanzees, or we didn't evolve from gorillas. We evolved from humans. And humans are primates. We are apes. And basically, that's all it is. We grow. So evolution is over a long period of times. We have fossils. Look up Mungo Man. Look up Mungo Man. In 1968, at Lake Mungo in Central Australia, they found a skeleton of an ape-like human. And hundreds of thousands years old. And then they found it, that was in 1968, then they found another complete skeleton in 1974 of a opposite sex. And they put him in the museum, but the Aboriginal people of Australia didn't want them in the museum. So what they did, they reburied the skeletons. They reburied the skeletons at Lake Mungo because the Aboriginals believed that the spirits of these, But they had the skeletons, you can see them, but just look up Mungo Man and Mungo Woman. 2 different skeletons, a male and a female. So people have changed over centuries. You don't look like, if you have a photo of your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother a million generations back, she looks different. She looks more ape-like. And some of us look like apes. I know I look like an ape. Some people look very ape-like. We all look different. We're all different types of apes. You get Caucasian apes, Negroid apes, Asian apes. We're all primates, we're all apes. Humans are apes, and we're primates, And we grow. We're not built, we're not built like a refrigerator's built or a computer. And a lot of religious people say, to build a house you have to put the plumbing, dig the ground to put the foundations of the house and the plumbing down and the floor. You don't start on the roof. We know that. Houses are built. Us agnostics and atheists aren't dummies, but things grow. We know that things grow. And Tommy wants to come in the picture. This is Tommy Cat, Tommy the Imposter Cat. He wants to be in the video. And Tommy wasn't built. He wasn't created by God. He grew in his mum's tummy, 1 cell dividing into 2, and then 4, and then 8, then 16, then 32, then 64, division, and, until he became a cat. I don't know how long pregnant mother cats are before the baby cat come, but Tommy wasn't built either. Tommy has evolved. He's grown. Now, if you go back millions of generations of Tommy's great grandfather and grandmother, he would not look. Cats have changed too. All living things on earth change over millions of years. And also we have fossils to prove that 95% of all living things on earth are extinct. 95% of all living creatures on earth are extinct. And Tommy wants to say a big hello to some of our favourite YouTubers there. We have Colin Zafke from the CA Visit, and we want to say hello to Elle, who's a life coach. She lives in Oregon, Washington, United States. Hello, Elle. Tommy wants to say hello. And some of you YouTubers want to say hello to you great YouTubers who are posting ex-Jehovah's Witness videos. And yeah, so we evolve. We are highly evolved, death-denying, puzzle-seeking primates who grow. We weren't created. We weren't, and if we were created with cancer and birth defects and birth mutations, bad eyesight, bad teeth, is not a loving God. And when you look at creation, as the religious people call it, creation, I just call it nature. Nature is very cruel. I was watching a video the other day of a sea turtle, and it had barnacles all over its back. Now, these barnacles slow down the turtle. It slows the turtle down so it doesn't go from A to B as quick as it could. Weighs the turtle down. Barnacles. Like, why would a god create barnacles to sit on the back of a turtle? It's just cruel. And the black mamba snake. In Africa, there's a snake called a black mamba. It's a pale grey silver snake, actually. But when it opens up its mouth, it's black inside its mouth. It's black. Now, I saw this video the other day of a black mamba that bit a lion, a male lion. And the male lion, it took about 4 minutes for this lion to die, and basically the lion suffocated. The poison of the black mamba suffocated the snake, so the lungs stopped working, and this poor lion, it was on its back, wreathing in agony because it was being choked to death, like drowning. And also a picture of a zebra that had been bitten by a black mamba, because the zebra's probably stepped on the nest or something, or the lions upset the black mamba. And this zebra was bitten by the black mamba and took about 4 or 5 minutes to die. On its back, going like that, suffocating, horrible death. And you think, and also I saw a video of a bullfrog eating a scorpion alive, and this other bullfrog was eating a mouse alive. It puts a mouse in its mouth and eats the mouse alive. You see these snakes eat mice alive, eaten alive. Hyenas eating baby impalas alive. Nature is really cruel. And if there really is a creator God who created nature, he's a psychopath. He really is a horrible psychopath, because the pain and suffering in nature, and all these animals are just suffering. Fair enough, Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, but why punish the animals? Like a lot of people say, it's Satan. No, it's not Satan. It's not, because in the Bible story, it's God that curses Adam and Eve with birth pains, and you'll work the soil. But why punish the animal creation? And religious people say, well, it wasn't really God, it was Satan that did. No, it wasn't. It was God. It's just not nice. And why does God want blood sacrifices? Sins can't be forgiven unless there's a blood sacrifice. And that's the whole thing. Nature is so very cruel. And mango worms. You know, I saw this documentary on these puppies and kittens, dogs and cats, who were infested with mango worms. These flies, they lay little maggot things on a cat and dog, and the vet has to squeeze the skin of the puppy and the kitten, and all these maggots pop out of the pores of the skin, because this fly lays, look it up on YouTube. They're called mango worms, and also bot flies. Bot flies. Now, bot flies lay their larvae, little, eggs on the host, usually cats, dogs, monkeys, whatever they can find. And I saw this one on a video with this puppy, and it was infested with bot flies, and these little bot fly maggots, little grubs, little bot fly grubs, maggots, were in the pores of the skin of this puppy, and they had to squeeze the skin and get tweezers and pull out each maggot. And just horrible things. And in Africa, there's flies that lay eggs and drill into the brains and eyes of kids and make them blind. There's all parasitic worms, leeches that suck blood, mosquitoes that drink our blood and give us malaria. Apparently the mosquito is the most dangerous animal on earth. Is the mosquito. Kills more people than anything else. I think the mozzie kills just as many people as people kill people. But these are blood-sucking creatures like mosquitoes, leeches, ticks, vampire bats. They can have blood transfusions, but dying Jehovah's Witness children aren't allowed to have blood transfusions. And I said to my beautiful wife, Nicole, who is still a Jehovah's Witness, and I love her very much, I said, well, how come vampire bats, ticks, leeches, fleas can have blood transfusions? And she said that Jesus didn't die for vampire bats, ticks, leeches, and mosquitoes, So, and sometimes when you're talking to your religious loved ones, family members that still believe in some religious holy book, we're talking here usually about the Bible. It doesn't matter what you say to them. What happens when you have a belief in your brain cells, religious beliefs, when any information comes into the brain, and it could be true, that challenges your religious belief, you're going to reject it. You're going to reject it because what happens, the brain protects the information that you have. It's like smelling rotten cheese. You're not going to eat it, or bad meat. You're not going to eat it because the body rejects it. It's a bit like that. When you have a religious belief, like my wife's religious belief is Jehovah's going to come back and Jesus is going to come back and destroy everyone who's not a Jehovah's Witness. They're all going to be wiped out. She believes that. But when I try to reason with her, like, is that a loving thing to do, to drown little babies in a flood? Would you drown our children in a bathtub if they disobeyed us? And of course you wouldn't. Well, would a good parent drown their children in a bath? Of course not. That's a bad parent. So God is a bad parent because he drowned all these people at the flood who didn't even know God, and little babies were drowned. So, but that information won't sink in because the religious belief that people have gives them comfort, gives them hope that they're not going to die and all this. And it doesn't matter what you show them, they think they have the truth. And all the religious Muslims think they have the truth. Muslims think the Quran is the word of God and Muhammad is the prophet of God. It doesn't matter what you say to them. But I think a lot of people wake up to religion when they have personal experiences in life and they don't see God helping them when they prayed to God, when it really mattered. And they see that the religious people in their community aren't really living up to a Christian lifestyle. So all things wake up different people, And that's all I wanted to say. And thanks for watching the video. And thanks for spending time. And I think that's all I had to say. Thank you very much.